All right, 5:23, now to Maine Mysteries, where we look at the strange and unusual things happening in Maine.
Need to look no further than right here most mornings, but in this case, Katie's here now to tell us a story that takes us to the coastal part of the state.
Probably one of the prettiest parts you can go to this time of year. That's right, Lee and Sharon. Today's story is about a more than century-long tribute in the Lincolnville-Camden area that was born from tragedy. It's the story behind the rather out-of-place monument on Maiden's Cliff and why it stood the test of time.
The entire top of that mountain is such an astonishing view.
While standing atop Maiden's Cliff in the Camden Hills, it's easy to be overwhelmed by the beauty.
You get to see the mountains, you get to see the ocean, you get to see Lake McGonagall.
But accompanying the natural wonder is a large white cross emerging from the ledge, and behind it, a tragic legend. Many say decades ago, a heartbroken woman threw herself from the cliff, distraught over the loss of a lover.
It makes a good story, but it's not at all really what happened.
The real story behind how Maiden's Cliff got its name and its cross is far less romantic. Long before Lincolnville Beach was known by its current name, the land was owned by the French family.
They were the founders of Lincolnville Beach, which was originally French's beach.
119, yeah, Zadok is on 119.
One of the youngest daughters of Zadok French was Eleonora, who in 1864 was 12 years old. On May 6th of that year, Eleonora French and a few of her siblings joined a group and headed to the top of what is now Maiden's Cliff for a picnic.
It was a nice day. They went Mayflower picking.
What happened next could never be confirmed. In a detailed account given by a sister years later, she said she believed that while her back was turned, a gust of wind blew Eleonora's bonnet off her head. Eleonora reached for it, not realizing in that moment how close she was to the edge, and she fell 300 feet down. She survived the fall, but it was hours before rescuers could reach her.
There were no visible injuries to her. She didn't have any obvious broken bones, but presumably her internal injuries were very, very severe.
Eleonora did not make it through the night. The years passed, but Eleonora's story still lingered in the Camden-Lincolnville area. It touched one wealthy tourist in particular, inventor Joseph B. Stearns. He decided Eleonora would never be forgotten.
He paid for this first cross to be erected at the edge of the cliff. I think the story of little Eleonora just caught his imagination too. You know, this could be my child.
Since then, a cross has stood in the same spot for more than a century. Weather and vandalism have been cause for the community to replace it several times. But locals say the monument is as much a part of the community as Eleonora's story.
There will be another one to replace it. The story will not die.
Today, you can find Eleonora French's grave in French Cemetery in Lincolnville. Each year, Maiden's Cliff hikers still go to visit her, the fallen girl whose story never died. Next week is my third and final installment of this round of Maine Mysteries. I'll take you to Flagstaff Lake, where the locals who live around it will tell you about a ghost town that you need to be a fish in order to get to. That's Wednesday on the Morning Report. And I was inspired to do this story, Lee and Sharon, from my many hikes up to Maiden's Cliff. So I always wondered why that cross was there, and now I get to tell the state about it.
And now we all
Very
know.
interesting story, too.
All right, thanks, Katie, very much.